Alright, so let's talk about using the 20-second rule. The 20-second rule. Now this is all about designing your environment to help you to get the things done that you want to do and eliminate the things that are slowing you down. Okay, so you're designing your environment to help you to get things done. Now what is the 20-second rule? Well, let me give you a little bit of insight on how the 20-second rule was developed, or what inspired it to be created. There's an author by the name of Shawn Achor, and Shawn is the author of The Happiness Advantage. Now in that book, Shawn tells a story about how he wanted to start reading more. He wanted to watch less TV, which is the behavior that he didn't want to do any longer, but he wanted to read more, which is a great approach. I mean, there are many advantages to reading more as opposed to watching TV, but that's what he wanted to do. And so he thought, okay, I've made up my mind, I'm going to read more, I'm going to watch less TV. And then he kind of left it at that. But what he found was that when he came home after work and exhausted, he'd plop down on the sofa, and guess what he would do? Guess what was sitting right next to his sofa? The remote control to the TV. And so what he found was that when he plopped down exhausted, and he had easy access to that remote control, guess what he would do? He would grab it and start watching TV. And what would happen with the book reading? Well, the book reading just wouldn't happen because the books that he wanted to read were on the bookshelf far away, at least relatively speaking. They weren't really far away, but they weren't as far away as the remote control. And so he found out that the convenience of the remote control being next to him allowed him to do that behavior and motivated him to do that behavior, and the inconvenience of going to the bookshelf to get a book off the bookshelf caused him to not read. So it wasn't the fact that he just said, I'm going to start reading, that enabled him to start reading. He had to change his environment. He realized this. And so what he did was he took he did the pretty cool thing. He took the batteries out of the remote control, and he took the remote control and put it in his bedroom far away, and then he got a book that he wanted to read, took it off the bookshelf, and put it on the sofa in the place of where the remote control was. And so he kind of reverse engineered what was going on. And so what he learned by doing that, and essentially he said, I made using the remote control, getting the access to the remote control, 20 seconds harder to do, 20 seconds more inconvenient, and I made reading the book 20 seconds easier. So he shaved off 20 seconds to read, which is the behavior that he wanted to do. And what he found out is that this worked, because he realized that it wasn't just enough to tell himself, I'm going to start reading more. How many times do we tell ourselves these kinds of things? I'm going to exercise more, I'm going to drink more water, I'm going to eat healthier. But what happens? Well, our old behaviors, the old things that we do, are more convenient in our environment because that's the way that we've designed it. But he realized that this 20-second rule of moving things farther away that he didn't want to do, and moving things closer to him that he wanted to do, actually worked. And it worked due to this idea of convenience, like I just talked about. The more convenient a behavior is, the more likely that we're going to do it. The less convenient it is, the less likely that we're going to do it. So the goal of the 20-second rule that you will use in designing your environment to help you to get things done is to create resistance and distance between the things that you don't want to do and make it more convenient to do the things that you do want to do. Now the factors that matter here, this is one of the items, factors that matter include, to create convenience and inconvenience, you want to use distance. So you want to move away things that you don't want to do, put some space between you and them, or the things you do want to do, move them closer in a physical way. And 2, hassle. How much more difficult can you make doing something that you don't want to do? Think about that. For in the case of Shawn Achor, what he did with the remote, he took the batteries out and moved it away to his bedroom. So even just the distance wasn't enough for him. He took the batteries out so that he had to go looking for them in order to put those batteries back into the room and use it and put that and to start watching TV. So he used distance and hassle to move the bad behavior away, and he used move closer and remove less of the hassle to read, and it worked for him. So What's the next actions? What's the challenge that you need to do right now based on this information? We'll figure out the things that you want to do, make them 20 seconds easier to do, and figure out the things you don't want to do and make them 20 seconds more difficult or inconvenient to do. And there's a few examples here. If you want to stop looking at your phone constantly while you're working, that's something that a lot of people do. Their phone is right there on the desk. They get notifications. They keep looking at it constantly to see if there are anything updates or anything. If you don't want to do that anymore, move the thing off your desk. Move it to the other room. You'll still hear it ring, but move it away. And if you want to drink more water, put a water bottle on your desk. Remove the soda. Don't even buy it. Don't even put it in the same room. If you want to work out, put your workout clothes next to your bed when you want to work out so that you'll be motivated to do it. If you want to pay your bills tomorrow, gather everything that you need to do. Put your checkbook, your bills, pen to put it together, and put that right next to your desk. Make it convenient for you to do that thing. And then, once again, anything you don't want to do, create a hassle, create distance to move it away. And use the 20-second rule to design your environment to get things done.